Hey there, it is 7 o'clock Wednesday evening, January 5th. My name is Johnny Daniel. I am your Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator coming at ya. How are you? I'm doing well. So, question for you. Have you gotten these? Have you gotten your new mini and your new celebration from me that started yesterday? I hope so. If not, contact me quickly. We will get it to you. So, let's see. What else do we have? We got a project to do tonight. Let's get going, shall we? Yeah. Hold on. Let me flip you around. All right. So for tonight, we got a bunch going on as always. Let me get you in the holder. Hopefully it's kind of lined up. Kind of, sort of. I think we're as good as we're going to get. So if you're just joining me, you missed the flip and that's all. So I'm just getting the computer set up. Give me 2 seconds. And then we'll announce the question of the day and the raffle and the project and everything else. So how are you guys tonight? It's been an eventful couple weeks, and I'm glad it's starting to slow down with the finish of the holidays and everything else going on. So I got my ticket bucket ready. We're going to do it a tiny bit differently this time. At the end, I'm going to scroll through and put them in instead of trying to do it scattered throughout. We'll see if that works better. Trial and error. You know, it is what it is. So, did anybody read the caption? At all? So here's the question of the day. Are we ready? The question of the day. So in order to qualify for I'm going to wait to see if anybody else comes on. Give me 2 seconds. So the question of the day for today, if you shared this with a friend and they're on, have them say hello. But the raffle prize for tonight is the Heat and Stick Powder, Stipple Brush, and the Gilded Leafing. So it's your starter kit to be able to do the Gilded Leafing. The only other thing you might want is tear and tape. So that is the raffle prize for tonight. And we will see. So question of the day. Why do you like or why do you buy Stampin' Up! Products? It could be customer service. It could be the coordination. It could be that everything matches. It could be the colors. It could be the quality of the paper. It could be whatever you want. I'm just curious. So there you go. Question of the day. And then club order will run through the 15th at midnight. I'll put it in the morning of the 16th. So if you order $50 or more, you will get your choice of one of 3 of the bonus. If you want to find out more, go to stampinwithjohnny.com and click on rewards. All the details are there and ready for you. Okay, let me tuck this under. See if we can get this to work. Hopefully. I think, maybe, no, not quite. Okay, let me do some more adjusting. Hold on a second. There's always ways to do this if you want it bad enough, right? So we're going to scooch this down a tad. And let's see if I do this instead. Oh, I'm like, how can I make this work? Probably like that. Yeah. Okay. So if you're putting in an order and you want it to qualify for the bonus, $50 or more, and this code. Okay, so there's that. And then we probably should get going. So for tonight, I'm doing an Ombre Embossed Resist card. I'm reading Lisa's comment. So, colors. Yeah, absolutely, hun. Absolutely, absolutely. They're always spot on, and if they're not, they correct it. So, there's been a couple times. What was it? The Posy, I want to say. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? So, question of the day. Hashtag question of the day. I'm going to do the tickets at the end, so you have the entire time to think about it. Why do you like Stampin' Up! Products? Okay. So tonight's project is from the Calming Camellia set. And if I want to do alliteration, we would need to have some chamomile tea with it, right? It almost looks like a Pinkies Out, get your teacup kind of set, right? That's just my opinion. So for tonight, that is what we're going to be doing for the Ombre Embossed Resist card. Okay, say that 3 times fast, huh? But before I start, I do want to show you some that I already had done that were photographed. So you might have seen them, but these are all done with a similar technique. This is actually embossed here. This is just stamped. The birthday is just stamped, but this is the Freesia. And this is done with Versamark and then the fresh Freesia ink and then clear embossing powder and then heat. Okay, that's how this one was done. And then this guy was done more with it ended up being a watercolor wash. So, which is why my paper's curled a little bit, which is why on the tutorial tomorrow, I will have a tip that says if you want to do with water, you need to do watercolor paper. This one was embossed with white embossing powder, and then this was done with the blending brush with the fresh Freesia. I'm gonna get that one. But the brush was a tiny bit damp still because I had rinsed it out like that morning, and that was a couple hours later. So it was slightly damp, so you got more of a wash kind of look. So be careful with your tools, right? And then this guy was done very similarly to the last one, except that the powder was clear instead of white. So you can see the difference there, hopefully. Hopefully. So there's that. And then last but not least, this guy was embossed in gold. And then colored blending brush with the fresh Freesia as well as the Pear Pizzazz, and then just stamped. So I just wanted to show you 4 different ways for the exact same technique to look. It's interesting how different they are, huh? What's my favorite? All of them. It depends on who I'm sending it to. If I want something a little more dynamic, these 2. If I want something a little bit more subtle, those 2. It just really depends. They're all so delicate and I love them. So, for tonight, besides the stamp, we got that far, right? Okay, we also need Versamark clear powder. Now, to do the ombre effect, I have fresh Freesia, I have Highland Heather, and I have Gorgeous Grape. Because I'm doing an ombre of more of the purple side. Fresh Freesia also not only has a slight undertone of pink as well, so you could also go the pink route if you didn't want to accent the purple. But I decided to do the purple. So for tonight, we have an envelope. And then we have a thick basic white card base. Now all my card bases I cut ahead of time because I go through a lot of cards. So when I order usually a few packs of the thick white, and then I cut them either long ways or the regular way, which would be these guys. And I do them all ahead of time, so when I want to make 40 cards, because I have a stack of thank yous, I already have them done. So that is the why of why these are always pre-cut, okay? I usually keep a small stack, like a half a pack of thick white, basic white, for 3D projects, punches that I really want to be heavy, that kind of stuff. But the majority of it is all pre-cut and scored into bases. So this is pre-cut and scored 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. This is our halfway point. And then I have a sheet of fresh freesia and I have a sheet of basic white, just the regular thickness, okay? So that's what I have going. So we're gonna get to moving, as we should, right? So we're gonna do basic layers here. So translation, that means we're gonna do 5 1/4 by 4. Why is that? Because a card is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So it's a 1/4 inch in from the card base. So there is our outer mat, as I call it. And then our inner mat will be at 5 by 3 3/4 for tonight. It could be anything else, but that is what we're going with tonight. So I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to move this out of the way. Okay, so now, what I'm going to do, are we set? Are we ready? Yes. Okay, except I do not like this paper sticking out on top. So forgive me for a second. Let me readjust. We're going to scoot this down, and hope it works better. Because I'll be honest with you, it wasn't working for me. So I needed to work. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to grab a big block. Which one is this? E. I use E a lot. I use E, I use C, and I use D a lot. All right, so when we're doing this, the steps are, hey Iris, how are you? So question of the day, why do you like Stampin' Up! Products? Is it color coordination? Is it cost effective? Is it that they come fast? Is it customer service from your demonstrator? Is it hint, hint? No, I'm just teasing. Tell me why you like Stampin' Up! For me, I love it because they stand behind their product. So for instance, I've had an order that went missing, then they resent it, and it got returned to sender, and they're resending it again. And no questions asked. No, oh my gosh, can you believe it? No comments, no nothing, just perfect. So that is why I love Stampin' Up! From a demonstrator standpoint as well as a customer, I love the fact that I have a company that stands behind me. I think I've had one time where they didn't, and it was because I was stupid. The product was so old. Hey Gina, the product was so old that they had already retired it. So obviously, even if it was defective, it was pretty much pointless. So Gina just joined me. Question of the day, why do you like Stampin' Up! Products? Okay, so, and then you answer hashtag question of the day. I'm going to scroll through at the very end so I'm not scattered with all the tickets, okay? So, all right, so Calming Camellia is a host set that you get for free if you host and your group orders come to $300 or more. Automatically comes for free, okay? So here's my question to you. I already did happy birthday. Should I do another happy birthday? Or should I do you make me smile? So smile or birthday. Okay? In the meantime, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Okay? So for this one, you got to be kind of ready. Because we have like 14 different 14 different steps to do. First, I'm going to get cleaner, pretty heavily soaked into my pad so I can do this. I'm going to unscrew my top, put my lid to the side, put my powder in my tray. So, smile, birthday, okay. So birthday so far, we'll see. So the powder in the tray, if you don't have a tray, grab a paper plate, grab a paper towel, grab a piece of wax paper, whatever you got, grab a piece of copy paper off the printer, you know, it's whatever. All right, so for this one, Versamark pad, just a reminder, clean your stuff in between. Make sure you don't have stays on ink on your stamp before you go onto the Versamark. Yes, really. So, it was a fun day, though. Okay. So, we're going to go lightest to darkest. So, Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and then Gorgeous Grape. But we're going to open them all right now. So, Fresh Freesia first. Because we got to do this all at one time. It's going to be crazy, but it'll be fine. I promise. I've done this in a class before, so if I can survive it in a class, I'm pretty sure I can do it on my own. Okay, so here's the idea. In order to make any of our inks a pigment ink, which means that it gets slightly sticky, which means you can emboss with it. And I mean emboss meaning powder, wet emboss like with a heat tool. I do not mean with a folder. Okay, so I'm talking about wet embossing tonight. So what you need to do is you're going to go Versamark and whatever color you want to do. And you're going to do it as fast as you can, as nicely as you can, cleanly, without dropping stuff and everything else. And then you're going to sprinkle the powder and then you're going to heat it just like normal, right? So that is what is on the docket. But because I have 3 colors going, I need to be extremely quick, which is why I'm going to explain this beforehand, because if I don't, it will take too much time and then I won't have things done. So what I'm going to do is stamp my pad, or ink my stamp with the Versamark completely, top to bottom, okay? Then I'm going to grab my lightest ink and I'm going to do towards the top. Then I'm going to grab my middle ink, which is Highland Heather, and that's going to go in the middle. Oh my gosh. And then the Gorgeous Grape is going to go towards the bottom, and if everything works perfectly, this should be an awesome ombre effect of purples. Gorgeous. But I gotta get going if we're going to do it, right? So we're going to juice this up quite nicely. Okay. Might as well move that to the side, huh? So because I want more control, I'm actually putting the ink pad onto my stamp instead of the other way around, because I don't want it to drop and I don't want it to do anything. Okay, then I'm going to go right about at the end of the other one. And if you don't like it, redo it. It's just that simple. And then the bottom one, we're going to do, can you guess, towards the bottom. And hopefully everything works out perfectly. Hold your breath for me, cross your fingers, whatever you do. So we're going to make sure that goes in. And hopefully it's gorgeous. Oh, yeah, it is. Awesome. Okay, then we are going to sprinkle liberally with our embossing powder. Now, I would not recommend doing this technique of the Versamark into your ink if you're doing like 200 cards. What I would recommend is buying a separate one for it because it does get a little sticky and transfers if you do a bunch of that, okay? So you probably don't want to do a bunch of that. So can you see that ombre? Looks like I need to ink my gorgeous grape a little bit. Question of the day. Why do you like Stampin' Up! Products? Why? Coordination, customer service, they stand behind their products, the colors, the quality of the product. That's off the top of my head. It could be many, many other reasons too. Of course, right? All right, so now I gotta get my heat tool out. But before I do that and start blowing stuff around, I wanted to close all my ink pads. Okay, so got my heat tool. This is gonna take a minute because my heat tool is not already warmed up. So how you tell, oh, I got a little bit of ink on there. Oh well. How you tell if it's melted, it looks like powder right now. And once the crystals melt, it will look more glazed and more smooth. So, let me stop here. So if you can see how this is more powdery or cloudy looking, and right in the middle it started, and that is more slick looking, for lack of better terms. Okay. Stress relieving. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Actually, I found a meme about that today, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, I will be an adult when I need to be. I will be in my craft room hiding until then, or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. So, this is gonna take a minute, because we've got all that shading and all that, you know, because this is a distinctive stamp. These are patent pending and they're only by Stampin' Up! If you see them elsewhere, please let me know. They shouldn't be. And what that means is it's one stamp and you get this awesome image that is very 3D looking. So that is the why of why it's called what it's called. Let's see here. I can't really see if it's done. I gotta like go sideways. I know, it's so much fun. It's easier during the day to see the crystals and whatnot. You generally don't want to put your fingers on it like I just did, because you might rub off the powder. But in the meantime, here we are, right? Okay, so there's my ombre. Let's see. All right, Miss Gina, not hashtag colors. You need to re-put it in and put hashtag question of the day and then your reason, okay? So I love that ombre. Very cool. All right, so birthday, birthday, birthday. I see only one smile, so I guess we're doing birthday. So we're gonna do birthday. All right, let me get a block. This is another common one I use. This is H, if you're looking in the catalog, but okay. So I'm using the Fresh Freesia. Why? Because my mat is that color and I want to tie everything in together. Okay. I got a little bit of halo down there. I pressed a little too hard, but that is okay. It's just what it is some days. And it will be okay. So there's my birthday. And then I'm going to flip this around. We got to decorate the envelope too, right? So we're going to find the envelope first. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. It's very dainty, very pretty. Not my typical of what I would get. I don't find myself very dainty, very pretty. I find myself more abstract and bold and different, you know. But it's funny how, to me, how every single person perceives people differently. So I have some people that are like, oh, you're so soft-spoken. I'm like, oh, no. Thanks, Gina. Thanks for the redo, honey. So now we're going to do some leaves, and we're going to stick with the fresh freesia. Okay, so there we go. And let's see. Where's my back stamp? I should show you my new back stamp. All right, so we have some, but we don't have a lot. And I wanted a handmade by with my website on it. So I did get that made because we don't do custom. Fold that so I know where it is. So it's really hard to see on my stamp, but I'll show you when once it's inked. Let me close this up so nothing happens. Handmade by Johnny Daniel, stampinwithjohnny.com, copyright Stampin' Up. So the reason why we do this, because if they happen to get sold, which I intend to sell mine, but some people don't intend to, and then sometimes they get sold. But this is the release saying, hey, I bought the stuff the right way. So there's that. All right. So let's get all the pieces and parts now, shall we? So I'm going to get my Stampin' Seal that's almost out again. Good thing I bought a bunch, didn't I, of the refills. I do have a bunch of refills on hand. I do have most of the adhesives on hand. I have some kits on hand. I will be in Landers on Saturday, and I will also have the newly retired, as in from the holiday catalog. I will have that available this Saturday. Yes, it will also be for BOGO in May, but if you want first crack at it, you need to come this weekend. So there you go. So there is my coordinating card. Ombre Emboss, resist with halos. Hey, that's where gems go, right? So, all right. Yay! Okay. So while you're finishing up question of the day, I want to show you a couple things. Last call. Last call. Last call. So, okay. So this is next week's, let me get this organized. This is next week's Facebook Live. We're going to be doing stuff with the tulip dies. Not necessarily this card. I will show you, I will tell you how I did this card next week. But we will be doing other stuff as well with the tulips. Why? Because it's a 3D die. And we don't have many of those. In fact, this is the second one. I think the peony was the first. Maybe the pansy also. Depends on how you qualify. And I know some of you are probably gonna shy away from it because it's different. So I want to show you. Okay, so that's gonna be next week. And then I'm gonna be raffling off a 12 by 12 pack. This is the Flower and Field Designer Series pack. That was from, I believe, last celebration. So that is next week. Okay. Last but not least, before I do the tickets, okay? Special Moments, which is a freebie from Celebration when you order $100 or more. Okay, this can be chosen. Gina, I'll let you do, I will definitely let you know when you do something wrong. But honey, most of it can be fixed, so it's okay. Okay? So Special Moments is the $100 freebie in Celebration. This is what we're going to be creating our cards with. cards with, yes, I know, I said craft class, but let me explain. So this is going to, the option to purchase, so you don't have to do a $100 order, option of purchase for $10. This is going to be offered up to Jody, who's the host. If she doesn't take it by, I'm trying to remember when I said Monday the 10th, I believe it is. Don't quote me on the dates, but I think it's Monday the 10th. Then I will offer it up to those attending. Okay? And I will offer that up until Thursday or Friday. I'm trying to remember. I have it all written down. But, so there's that. Okay? And then, if it's still not taken, then I will offer it to my VIPs in my team. And then if it's still not taken, after a couple days, I will email. This is all by email. I will email out to all. Okay? So what's going to happen is I will have 2 of these for class. So 1 will be available. Okay? So that's what that is. All right, so class. 6 cards from Heart and Home Designer Series paper. When you tell me you're coming, want the kit mailed, or want to come on a Monday. However it is, whenever you tell me you want stuff cut for you for this class, I'm going to have you choose which design of paper, because I know like Lise didn't like this blue one. I do remember that. So that's why I did this. Not only for Lise, but for many others too. So you're going to choose which design you want, and then that is going to go for your cards as well as your box. Okay? So you're going to be creating 6 cards. They don't have to be all the same words. They don't have to be all the same whatever. So there's a lot of words in here, right? So what we're doing is we're creating a background, and then we're doing an accent. Okay? So we're going to do six of those. And here's the reason behind this. I want to get you started for the new year. I know a bunch of you were scrambling to get Christmas cards done or didn't get them done, and we're still scrambling for all the other stuff, and you just need a leg up to get things done. I know, because I'm in the same boat. So here's 6 cards. You can make them whatever occasion you want, as long as it's within that set. I've got a little cute little calendar that you can highlight when you're gonna send a card, and then we'll make the box that it goes in as well. No, there's not a lid. Why? Because you're supposed to use it, right? And then on top of it, if 6 cards in a box and a calendar is not enough, I'm also going to give you a pack of iridescent rhinestones, which are new. So you can use them and add them to your cards if you want, or your box, or save them for later, or whatever you want. Okay? So that is class. That is on the 13th, the 15th. If you want it to go, if you're out of the area, you have to let me know no later than Wednesday the 12th. That is the cutoff. So, all right. So I got to get to tickets, don't I? So here's my Foofy Happy Pen. And I got to scroll through my comments and see what we got here. So, all right. Question of the day. So we've got Lisa. Paul. I only say that because often there is more than one Lisa on here. Ooh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Okay. Pretty. All right. Cheryl. I like this so much better instead of scrambling and seeing if I missed something. Gina. Oh, wait, it skipped. Hold on. Okay. Gina. All right, so the rule is if you're in the Morongo Basin, you need to pick it up. If you are outside the Morongo Basin, you get it mailed to you. Okay, so I have those three. Gina, you're technically in the Morongo Basin, so you're going to need to coordinate pickup with me or come to Landers or something. I don't know. Okay. I wish I had somebody else to pick this, but hey. Miss Gina, you have the paper, honey. You need to claim it, and you need to comment and say, yay! Or something, because you have to be present to win. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Miss Gina, I'm waiting for you. So I hope you enjoyed tonight with the Ombre Distinctive Emboss Resist set. And hopefully I'll see you for class. Yay, Gina! Alrighty, so Gina, coordinate with me and we will figure out how to get this to you, okay? So, thanks so much for joining me. Follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com. Have a great evening and thanks again. Bye-bye.